Hey, my friends. Welcome to the Dallas Daily Show coming at you from the Neighborhood Loan Studio here in St. Louis, Missouri. Today's episode is Sitting in the Uncomfortable Middle. All right, let's get into the conversation. So I have had a new thing happen as a dad. My wife and I, as parents, we've reached a new milestone, and I'm not going to give too many details. But my son has a girlfriend, and they've been together now for 8-ish plus months, and it's that puppy love, right? They love each other. It's so great. And it's been really sweet to watch this kind of develop and just this sweet little innocent, oh my goodness, can she just come over and hang out with our family? Can I go over and hang out with her family? And he's been very respectful. It's been lovely to watch. And watching his emotions anchor to this young woman. And without giving too many details away, they've hit a couple of rough patches. Can I say it as a dad? He shouldn't listen to this. Hey, Meg, a special private message to my wife, by the way. Meg, honey, if you're listening to this around the house, like I mentioned in last week's pod, if the boys are home, pause it. Listen to it later. I don't want him to know this episode's out, and God forbid his girlfriend or the family, listen to the pod. I don't think they do. Nevertheless, they've hit a couple of rough patches, and she kind of pulled back, and they've had a few little spats, and she kind of pulled back a little bit, and he didn't know if she was going to break up with him or not. She was just like, I need a little bit of space. I need a little bit of place right now. And in him, this has caused a lot of fear and a lot of consternation and a lot of, worry about, boy, is she going to break up with me? I don't know. Is she going to break up with me? My son is usually pretty stoic. He's usually a pretty all right, this is just the way it is. And that's part of the teenage boy thing, right? It's this is like, everything's fine. It's cool. All's good. When you ask him, how are you? I'm fine. All of that usually in place here. But he has been a pretty high level of emotion, and he's cried with me a couple of times, and and again, I'm not trying to expose him here. And the idea, though, is he's really opened up, and he's leaned into his mom and me quite a bit during this process. And we love the fact that he leans into us. One of the things we target as a couple, and one of the things I target as a father, is that I'm happy and grateful that my children seek me out for counsel, that they lean into me, and that we have a relationship of mutual love and honor and respect. So the fact that he's leaning into me means that this paradigm stuff and this future you targeting actually works, people. I'm just saying, it's something I say every day on my accountability. I'm happy and grateful now why is it now that my children lean into me for counsel, that they seek us out for experience and wisdom, and that we have mutual love and honor and respect? Why is it now and always that is the dynamic of our relationship? So I'm not surprised he's leaning in here and wanting counsel and wisdom and all of this. And one of the things he said to me was really insightful the other day, and it made me think of you guys as well. And it made me think of my own life. What the heck? It made me think of myself too. He just said this thing of, I kind of wish she'd either give me a yes or a no, because it's so uncomfortable just sitting in this middle. It's so uncomfortable sitting in this unknown. It's so uncomfortable sitting in this maybe. I thought that was really insightful coming from him. And I just began to think about, for us as well. Now, he's sitting with the mind and the development of a 15-year-old. He's 15 now. I forgot. Taylor, we're back to birthday references. He's 15 now. But the idea of sitting in the uncomfortable unknown, sitting in the uncomfortable middle, sitting in the uncomfortable space, that's hard no matter what. And I sat with him in that moment, and I said, Bud, yeah, man, that's something. And I was talking to one of my team members, Michelle, my exec assist, and I was kind of just telling her a little bit about this. I'm like, yeah, this thing. And she mentioned that she's had some stuff with one of her daughters as well, and kind of a breakup sort of thing, and just like hey, are we going to continue to go to this place or not? And like, let's take some space. This is a typical teenage story, right? Let's take some space and see if this is the right, at least it's a mature teenage story, I should say. Let's take the space and decide if we want to continue forward or not. And for her daughter, it was in a very similar thing of like, it's uncomfortable to sit in the unknown. But Michelle said this amazing thing to me. She said, you grow through what you go through. And I don't know if that's a Michelleism, but I'm going to give it to her. That's an amazing quote. You grow through what you go through. And for her, her daughter was sitting in this place. And I have a friend who's gone through a recent separation, sitting in this place. And she has chosen to grow through what she's going through. And my son, sitting in this uncomfortable space, growing through what he's going through. And I began to think about you and me. A lot of people, when they hit the uncomfortable unknown, they fall back into the familiar. They fall back into old patterns, old beliefs, old behaviors, old triggers, old sedation cycles, because the familiar is comfortable and it's known, right? Better to dance with the devil you know than the devil you don't, sort of thinking. But actually, maybe if we sit in the uncomfortable space, that's where we grow. Maybe it's in the darkness that the husk of the seed breaks off and the new life sprouts and actually breaks through into a new day, into a new dawn. So where in your life do you maybe need to sit in the uncomfortable? And this is a great place, by the way. We've been saying all week the positive play call is to be grateful for our transformation accountability partners. Maybe this is a great place for you to reach out to one of your transformation accountability partners and say, hey, I'm sitting in an uncomfortable unknown. I'm sitting in a space and in a place that I don't know if it's a yes or a no. I'm in the land of maybe, right? And you're just in a waiting period. Call out to one of your accountability partners and say, can you sit here in the uncomfortable unknown with me? Because you're going to grow through what you go through, but you don't have to go through it alone. My wife and I are here for my son. Michelle, I know, has been there for her daughter. We have accountability. I have other coaches I can lean into. They're going to help you grow through, but they're also going to help you go through. So that's the thing I want you to think about. Be grateful for your transformation accountability partners. If you haven't done the positive play call for this week, it's being grateful. I am grateful for my accountability partners, for my accountability transformation partners. For my transformation accountability partners. Be in that space with them and say, hey, can you sit with me in the uncomfortable unknown? Because I'm about to grow toward a future me I ultimately want to be. That's all I got for you today, my friends. Go out there. Oh, by the way, it's a Friday. Hold on. Real fast. May you grow in your 4 eyes. The winning game plan of life is growing every day in your 4 eyes, your insights, imagination, intention, and impact. So as you're sitting in this space, as you're sitting in the uncomfortable unknown, may you still grow may you increase today in your insights of what you're learning and the revelation you receive. May you increase today in your imagination of who you are and what you believe is possible for you. May you increase today in your intention, the will and the action. Get that accountability partner and sit in the space with them. And ultimately, my friend, may you increase in your impact. That is the positive impact in the world. Insight, imagination, intention, impact. May you increase today in your 4 eyes. Go out there, have a great weekend, but also have a championship day.
Thanks for listening to my dad's podcast. For more tools, go to dallasdailyshow.com. Be sure to like, subscribe, and share. Thank you.